Hey, family, welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, hosted by your favorites, Miss Erin and Miss Lovey. Miss Lovey, how are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired. How are you?
I'm good, tired, it's holiday week, birthday week, his birthday, my birthday, my his dad's birthday is today, so we just been celebrating.
Mm, okay.
How was
Yeah.
your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. I'm still tired because I cooked a lot, but I'm good.
It was all gone by the time I came around there, so you did good.
I can't. I guess so. I guess I did. Yes, I did.
But all right, so you ready to wrap up this series on love and relationships?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
It's been an adventure. I've enjoyed it though. I think it was. I'm glad that the politics and stuff is over with, so we can get into some more of these kinds of conversations, some real life stuff. Not that politics isn't, but at least now it's not taking over our life
Right.
as much. But so you wanted to talk about horror stories? Is that correct?
Hmm.
All right,
Hmm.
your idea. You first.
We ain't gonna wait for the people to come into the room. Who here?
Come on in the room. I don't know. It's me and you.
I can't. Okay, so I have a lot of them actually, and a great deal of them have to do with my wheelchair because I'm very forthright. As well, hey Courtney, okay. Um, because I've been doing online dating for years, and I've always been honest. Hey, I'm in a wheelchair, and of course they'll tell me, "Oh, that doesn't mean anything. That's fine. I wasn't raised." Oh, that's the main one, the main excuse. I wasn't raised that way. Well, neither was Charlie Manson, but you see how that turned out. Okay, but I'll have guys who will say one thing on the phone or text. When we get in person, it's just like, mm-mm. But I will never, ever, ever forget. I had met up with this one guy, and he walked up to my car, and he was just like, "Nope, I can't do this," and walked away. Hello, Mr. Hill. Hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't really have any dating, like just like going out on a date or first date, like horror stories. I just have like relationship horror
Yeah, you have
stories.
relationship stories. I mean, I could write a book. Okay, you want to hear another one? Let's go. So, and okay, the one that just still has me verklempt is I had went out to dinner with this one guy. We were supposed to have gone out for dinner. So we get to the table and we order drinks. And I'm like, okay, cool, because I was real cute because I had just got my hair done. Matter of fact, I was coming from getting my hair done, and we met up. So we get to the restaurant, and we sitting across from each other. We're talking, and he was like, "Your skin is just so pretty." So I'm just like, "Oh, thank you." Okay, yeah, I don't use ivory, so I use water and soap and all that other kind of stuff. So he was just like, wow. So he just kept talking about my skin. And then he bust down and said, "Your skin is just so pretty. I just want to skeet all over it."
Oh, disrespectful.
Okay, so in my mind, I'm like, did he just say what I think he just said? He didn't say that. No, he didn't say that. So I was like, okay. So we kept talking. He says it again. "Hey, what do you do for your skin?" He was like, "I could just see myself just skeeting all over it." Oh, yep, he said it. So let me go ahead and down this drink so he can pay for it. And I will pick me something to eat on my way home. I'm I'm just like, do I have Boo Bootiful on the back of my chair and on my forehead in invisible ink? I'm not understanding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like, I don't know what
Yeah,
to
what do
do
you
with
say
that.
to that? Like, what do you do with that?
Right.
Hmm.
And then why would he think that that would be something to do on a first date? What woman would find that attractive? Because if she finds it attractive, she ain't no woman. She might be female, but we wouldn't use the term woman.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's bad out here. It's so bad. Oh, okay. One more. And this is so bad that I have these many stories, but this just is a telltale of what the caliber of dudes are out here in Atlanta at least. But I think this was last year. Connected with a guy, and he was like, "Hey, let's go have something to eat." And I was like, "Bet on your dime, I'm with it. I'm with it." So we go to the restaurant. And he was like, "Do you want something to drink?" And I was like, "Nah, it's okay. I'll just take some water." "No, have a drink with me." Okay, so my drink is, um, Courtney says, very disrespectful. Oh my God, I can only imagine what would have happened. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay, so I was like, okay, fine. So my drink of choice is cranberry and vodka. I am a babysitter when it comes to my drinks. What?
That's news to us.
When have I ever drank more than one beer?
No, I mean you babysit your beer, but that sangria though.
Oh, well, I've grown since then, honey. But so he orders a vodka on the rocks, right? And he downs it. So I'm like, okay. So our server comes over. She was like, "You want another one?" "Yeah, let me have another one." So I'm like, okay, back to back like that, and you not really eating. Because I ordered some wings. And he took one of my wings and like a couple of my fries, and that was it. And I was just like, that okay, that's weird. So by the time I get done eating, he was like, ooh, I'm feeling them drinks. And I'm like, okay, so so what are you saying, Todd? So he was like, "You said you don't live that far from here, right?" Mm, oh, well, could I sleep it off a little bit on your couch? No, you
Mm-mm.
cannot. He was just like, "Hey, you just gonna have me drive home in this condition?" I said, "You knew what you were doing when you got that second round."
Right. And then so let's be clear. This is 2 shots. That's it.
Eh, No, if you was really feeling it, you was doing something before you got to me,
Exactly.
or you lying, which I think it was the latter. Hmm.
2 shots of vodka.
Hmm.
Okay, but sorry. Let me stay focused. Go ahead.
And so he was like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna drive home." I was like, "Well, I'll sit in the car with you until it wears off." "Nah, I just need to lay down." I said, "Well, I'll sit in the car with you while you sleep it off for a minute."
Right. Recline your seat in your vehicle.
Right. I said, "Was there somebody who I can call for you?" "No, what am I gonna do with my car?" Okay, it's not like you out here driving a Tesla or a Phantom, okay?
And
Please.
you getting drunk off 2 shots. But go ahead. It's
Right.
bothering me.
Right. So he was just like, "So you really go?" So even when I'm getting in the car. "So you really gonna let me go home by myself?" And you came by yourself, right? See, this is what kills me. They really thinking that I'm boo boo the fool. Like for real, for real. Like I'm disabled, but I'm very far from stupid. Let's be crystal clear on that. So I don't understand.
So do you ever have it where Or have you ever, I guess, run into where because you're physically disabled, people think that you're mentally challenged or disabled?
No,
Okay.
because we've always had conversations prior to, so you know that I'm no dummy.
Right.
And for us to even lead to sitting across from each other, the conversation had to be on and popping enough for you to even want to meet with me in person. So I guess my question is, and I guess only a guy would be able to answer this, it's just like why would the dynamic change in person versus over the phone? Because I'm the same person.
Hmm.
So nothing has changed. I mean, is it the idea like, ooh, she for real disabled? I don't know if I could deal with that.
And I mean, maybe in the case of that guy that, that got drunk off the 2 shots of vodka, maybe he was, trying to give himself some liquid courage to try and be, I guess, a bigger person and deal with you in the wheelchair. And maybe he couldn't grasp that, but even still thinking that he could come over. Like, first of all, even if you were not drunk, thinking you gonna come over to my house on the first date. I don't care how good the conversations have been. No, ma'am. No, no, sir.
Mhm. 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 And I don't know, and he wasn't even that cute. Mm-mm.
Them be the ones.
Right. And he was African.
Oh,
What does that mean?
that explains it.
What does that
Because
mean?
they're aggressive like that. They think that, what I'm saying, it's not even that you necessarily boo boo the fool. It's just that you're a woman, he's a man. So there's certain they're very in the box. Like a woman is supposed to do this and a man is supposed to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, like yeah. You
Yeah.
you have to be voluntarily submissive off the bat to deal with an African. Like
Mm-mm.
they don't like women with opinions, independence, or anything that we are. Yeah. So no, that wouldn't work ever. Even if that, yeah. So good. That was God looking
Yeah, but it's
out.
horrible. It's horrible out here. I don't like dating. I don't.
Is there a difference in the dating pool that you run into online versus what is it called, like traditional offline dating or whatever?
In person?
Yeah.
That's a good question because I can't answer. Honestly can't answer that because I've never had anyone approach me like on the street. Hey, how you doing? No, never. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what is it about the dynamics of being in person, you actually seeing me that turns people or guys off. Because when I go home to California, hey, little mama, because they see this, when I'm together.
The
But
cover lines.
yeah. But here, it's a totally different ball game. I hate it.
Hmm.
Mhm, mhm.
I,
We
I
need some
wish
more
we had some
guys on
guys to
here.
do a survey.
Right. Shoot. I don't understand.
Interesting.
Mhm,
Interesting. I'm
mhm,
just trying to think, like, I haven't really had any bad dates, like on a first date or something like that. Let's see. Dating online, you can make your profile be whatever you want to a person to look at you as. Yeah, well, I have not ever really tried online dating. The last time I really tried it was when they used to have those party lines, the chat lines on the
Like in the 90s?
like in the 90s. Yeah. But actually I have to say kind of never, because V and I actually reconnected through Facebook. So I wouldn't necessarily say like I just met him on Facebook because he's 4 years older than me. So I knew who he was. We went to the same school. But I was a good girl and I was younger than him. So he didn't know me. So that's how he met me, but I knew who he was. Girl, please. Compared to let's stay on point, right? Dating face to face is more personal. I'm old school. I need to see you face to face, not through a screen. And if I had to go back into the dating world,
Ooh, praise God, you don't have to.
Church. But I don't know. Like I don't know how people get comfortable with dating online for that reason. So how do you like vet a person? You know what I mean? Because they can tell you anything they want to, and at some point, the truth is going to come to the light. Even y'all can talk or text or FaceTime even. For weeks at a time before you have that in-person meeting, but it can still be a front. And it doesn't even have to be that they're psycho or, just it's a day and night difference. But, I mean, it's I don't know.
You want to talk about the truck driver?
Oh, what's up with the truck driver?
Well, the conversation was great.
We truck driver. They're great at talking. Just here to tell you that. But
on the phone, the conversation was great. But the minute that we went out and were sitting face to face with one another, it was so awkward for him. Like I had to kind of coax him out of his corner and give him little breadcrumbs. Here we go. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. And I had to ask him. I was like, are you nervous or something? What's going on? He was just like, yeah, I'm a little nervous. What? We didn't sat back and talked an entire week on the phone. And now we're face to face and you don't have anything to say. I mean, is it me? Do I intimidate you? What? No. You're just, you're the same as you are on the phone. And I'm just a little shy. And look here. I got an eye for the shyness. I don't. I mean, I get you can be shy. I'm saying you could what's that, an introvert? Yeah, you can be an introvert. Totally get it. But if you almost 50 or better and you still having communication problems, I don't have the patience for it. Sorry. I don't.
So what you will find is truck drivers are a unique version of introverts. In that at truck stops, they have a lot of conversation, and over the phone, they have a lot of conversation. But just due to the nature of their jobs, they're not very social. They're conversational, but not very social. And they're used to answering questions more than asking. So, yeah, because I mean, even me and V went through that, like when we first started talking.
Really?
Yes. Yes, because we started our relationship pretty much through Facebook, or at least started talking and whatnot. We talked and text, through Facebook for a couple weeks, and then he came home and we had our first date, which was at the Super Bowl, the Falcons and the Patriots. We ain't got to go back in time like that. But
are you sure?
Yes.
That was your first date?
That was our first date.
Oh, I would say I hope that wouldn't be the precursor, but you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah. But so nevertheless, carrying on. So we did all of this talking, over the phone and, in text and everything. And he got here and he's just like, hey. And me, I'm like you. We had all this conversation, so I feel like we know each other. Shouldn't be no awkwardness or whatever. So I'm a all right, since we're talking about, horror stories or odd stories. So on our first date, I introduced myself. I said, I'll reintroduce myself because like now you're finally seeing me in person. We're kicking it. Like, hey, I'm Erin. This is what I'm about. I'm not about no stupid stuff. I ain't got time for the games. And I have no uterus. Go Falcons.
Hey, put it out there. Either you with it or not. You want kids? Nah, yeah, I want kids. Oh, well, then I'm not the one for you then.
Right.
Ain't no
Right.
point in sugarcoating no shit now. It is what it is.
Right. So you know what he said? All right, bartender, can we get some more beers? And here we are. So yeah, there's that. There's that. But I say all that to say that, truck drivers are definitely a unique breed of people. And I don't just base it on him. I know a lot of truck drivers who will talk about specific subjects and can talk at length. But when it comes to just, what do you want to call it? Conversation about something, you know what I'm saying? Like they're used to small talk and, conversations that they don't have to carry to the next time they see because, they run into so many strangers, so they have those small talk conversations, but it's nothing that they're going to have to retain or remember and say, hey, I remember you like such and such or whatever. So that's the part that they kind of struggle with.
Okay, but if you have a person of interest, I would think that that would make them more in tune of wanting to be a little bit more vocal and carrying on conversation with that person. Because since you're not doing it with everyone, I'm just saying.
So nevertheless, so was that the end of the story with the truck driver though?
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Well, we know that.
Mhm. I mean, there was some other things that came up, but that all kind of led to his lack of communication, and I don't have the patience for it. I really don't. And then I don't think it wouldn't have worked anyway. Just nah, no.
Let me see. Courtney said, put me in dating online sucked. So let me see. I wonder if I can copy and paste it. I put the link at the top of the comments because it's hard for me. I'm on my phone, so I can't navigate the way I normally do. So
Yeah, she pulling a Whitney Houston right now.
what is the What is the Whitney Houston? I'm
For
so
Wayne
afraid
to
to ask,
Exhale.
and I really feel like you just do all this shit. Don't embarrass me.
Remember when in Waiting to Exhale when she went to go call her mother?
Oh Lord, can you? We moving right along. Uh, I'm done with you.
What?
Done with
What?
you.
What I do?
Just
What I do? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like to think I'm a cool girl. I just lean to the side a little bit. That's all. But I'm just me.
I mean, and I wish we had more guys on here because I would really like to get an understanding.
Hmm.
But even like I'm trying to think of how often. Like as I get older, I don't do a lot of meeting people out like that, like running into people. I don't know. Like I just kind of always. I don't know. Let me think what I'm trying to say. Well, for one, I've never been that one to go out to meet guys. I've met guys when I've gone out, but that was like not my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I would just go out to do stuff and run into guys doing that. So I don't know. I don't even know how I got dates because I was never that one. Like, thank Hey, Miss Cruz. Hey, girl. We talk about horror stories. I hope you caught the first couple stories from Lovey because she got some interesting ones. But
It's bad. It's totally bad. And then since you brought that up, it's just like that's really sad that I don't get approached on the street, even just in jest, like when we say like I'm in a grocery store. Actually, you know what? I take that back. One time somebody did pick me up in the grocery store. I do remember that. Okay. Cause you know me, I will talk to a ant on the wall.
yes, you will.
And I remember that I dropped
Oh,
something.
Courtney just sitting in the background waiting. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone.
Hey,
Hi,
Court.
Courtney.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. We
Okay,
can
now I
hear
can hear.
you.
Oh shoot! All right, now I can hear y'all perfectly clear. Sorry, guys.
Uh,
Okay, it's on you.
okay, what you got to contribute to the
Okay.
conversation?
So as far as dating online, I know I kind of came in a little late. Dating online, I am so old school. Like I did it, and it was horrible. It was
How
What
long?
really
happened?
girl. Everything under the sun. People like Levy said. People always acting all kinds of crazy stuff. To talk about. It's like one time, one guy. I met him out because I never like when I did it long time ago, a few months ago. But
How it go from a long time ago to a few months ago?
well, it was during this year because now I'm off the market. Yeah, I'm taking. I'm taking. It's over for me. But when I was in a dating scene, it was like guys will want to meet you at like I always had this place. Let me meet you out in public somewhere. You ain't never coming to my house. You ain't never gonna get. It'd be like all the way on the other side of the city I live in. So you can have a clear understanding of where I don't live. But it got to the point where sometimes they'll just try to be, kind of forthcoming, like, okay, so when I'm gonna see you? It's like I just talked to you like 5 minutes ago. And I think the only thing with online is that to me personally, it's like you can be whoever you want to. It's not even a personal conversation. Like I like to have that interaction to where I'm able to see you and be able to talk to you, not on a screen. Because to me, honestly, it's very hard to convince me that I'm the only person you're talking to.
Oh,
Like you put up a profile and you put all your information out to figure out who's gonna pick you. Who do you have stuff in common with? This and the third. So to me, it's like that same pickup line you probably sent to about 15 other chicks, and you're just trying to figure out what chick is gonna respond to that pickup line that you just threw out there. And so
I agree with that, but you have to. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
no, but I think I think it's cool. But it's like when you finally find somebody you connect with. Then to me personally, it's like how many other conversations are you still carrying on in the background?
Okay, so for me, I think that's why I stayed away from online dating. Is because they call it online dating, but I just feel like it's a brothel or something it's just about smashing. I couldn't take the people serious.
Right. Exactly.
And the same way you trying to talk, like Courtney said, I mean, I just feel like it's set up for you to be dating multiple people at the same time and having multiple interests and trying to whittle it down to maybe that one, maybe two. I don't know how they get down. You know what I mean? Whereas at least if you approach me now, I can just for that moment feel like, oh, you really see me. There's something about me that drew you in versus just some, words on a profile or, the type of picture or profile picture that I had up or something like that. And, I know that dating is supposed to be kind of not loose, but when you're not necessarily committed and you do have that kind of understanding that there are others involved. But that's why I never dated. I was never that one to date a lot of people at the same time. You know what I mean? I like one at a time.
But the same kid be said for someone that you meet in the traditional sense. You don't know how many hoes he got trailing behind him.
Yeah.
So it's and essentially the same thing. But I know for me, look, I've never been that type of girl. Did we just go completely black, fade to black? Um, but I will say this. I've never been that girl just like, hey, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm just all I can do is be me with hopes that you'll see me and realize the jewel that you have in front of you.
Mhm.
But is I know for me, my biggest concern is how are you online versus offline? We meet online, we chat back and forth. If the conversation is like a ping pong match, ping, 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 but then I'm sorry, if it's ping, 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 great. All right, cool. You can hold a conversation by chat or text. Okay, and then if that follows through on the phone, okay, even better. And then if it then carries over to in person, okay, we got a hit. But if it's ping, ping, ping doing chat and text, and then it's just ping on the phone, nope, next, gotta go, swipe, gotta go. I can't.
Swipe left, swipe right.
Yes, I can't do it. But then I'm also very honest. I am almost at times brutally honest. Look, what you here for? What you looking for? Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Be honest. Because I'm not for the bull, and I know and see it and smell it. Okay? I can see it from afar. I may sit down low, but boo, I can see that coming a mile away. Okay? So a lot of times I will kind of pass on, or I'll get passed on because they feel like, oh no, I can't run no game on her. I can't do what I would normally do. So, as you get older, you start to kind of pick up on those signs. And, since these two bookends are officially, out of the dating pool, fine. I'm the only one that's left here. But for those of us who are actively dating, you just kind of, know first and foremost, know what you will and what you will not put up with, because that should definitely be a starting point. Because if you see the mess coming, you know how to warn it off. Just like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. And I'll tell you, look, I'm not with that. You gotta go. I'm cool. No, but nope. I'm good. I'm not the one for you, but I'm going to pass you along to someone else who may. Okay?
I mean, and I get that, and I don't know, like I've had a few relationships. Okay, bye, Court. But I've had a few relationships, but like I said, not a whole lot of experience with actively dating. Like I said, I just run into guys or, meet guys in situations that I'm in when I was dating versus going out to look for them. So at least, I guess, because I always did it traditionally, like in person, I got that understanding of how the conversation flows. I got that in advance, or the, what I'm saying, like, no, you can't even carry a conversation. You're not even comprehending what I'm saying unless I'm using profanity and slang. Which is cool, but at the same time, some conversations, you really have to use your words, beloved. Like like our Youngla says, and so when you have to start tapping into that dictionary, I'm gonna need to make sure you comprehended what I'm saying, and it's not, being better than, but it's just that matching, and not settling.
Mm-hmm.
Not settling.
Yeah.
And definitely when you are self-aware, I think it is a little more challenging to date because you are aware of self, and you know your worth, you know your value, you know what you bring to the table as well as what you're looking for.
Mm,
So I think sometimes guys are caught off guard by you not only knowing what you're looking for, but knowing what you bring.
mm,
Because most times, people have a list of things that they want, but they don't really know what they provide, and they're not even honest about what they can provide. They just have, the traditional things like you get out of Cosmopolitan about what makes a man great, or those old school magazines we used to do those. Don't act like you didn't. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
did not. I didn't do those little quizzes and stuff like that.
Oh,
No,
well, how you know that's what I'm talking about?
no, because I watch movies. And I know that they would take the quiz, or even when you're in the checkout grocery store, it'll be on the cover, it'll say take the quiz inside. And nah, that was never me. Because one, when I did used to look at those magazines, I was back home. And again, it was never an issue. Ah, please. Lovey always had somebody. That was never an issue when I was at home. But here, mm, didn't
Have you
happen.
ever gone to like the mixers or the singles things?
No, I wanted to do speed dating, but I just haven't. Well, Rona right now, but I'm
Right.
open to it.
Rona out here speed dating right now.
Right, exactly. But no, I'm open to it. I'm
Have
open
you
to
thought
it.
about looking outside of your state of Georgia?
I can't do long distance. I've done the long distance thing. Now, I'm not saying that all online dating situations are bad. No, because one of my really good friends to this very day is my ex-boyfriend who I met online. And we're still friends. We just, he moved. And I can't do the long distance situation. I can't.
What's your issue with long distance?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
Right, because
Fill in the blank. All right. Check.
I'm just saying I can't just hop in the car when, I get that notion, hey, how you doing? Nope, I gotta wait for a plane ticket, car. I mean, it could be a car ride, but it could be like some hours away. I don't want that. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. As long as you know what you want.
never say what you gonna do, because I'm telling you.
No, I've done it before.
I had to, and I used to always come up with an excuse. To me personally, I've always, I've done long distance or tried to do or so-called said I was gonna do, and it was like to me, honestly, it was like it wasn't the right person to do it with. Like when you find somebody that you really genuinely care about and they care about you, it would this is ain't gonna be an issue. Like that's just point blank period. Because I never before, they live too far, they live too far. But like currently, the guy I'm dating, the man I'm dating, he lives out of state, and he lives about 4.5, 5 hours away from me. But if you want it, you go get it. You ain't gonna look. You're not gonna let nothing stop you from doing it.
I get
That's
it.
just me. Like I got it like before. I used to like that's too far. But then when I like looked in my area, it was nobody here for me. Like it was just the same old, like the same dudes, the same song, the same pickup lines, the same places you're eating at. It's just nothing was different. And I did have to look outside of what my norm is. My norm is the same people. And so I felt like the reason why a lot of times what I was trying to date when I was single, a lot of times it failed because I was pretty much going with the exact same people with just different faces and different names. But then when I started looking outside of where I normally am looking, then I found okay, there's a little bit more opportunity here. But then, when you find that right person, it's just like you're gonna never let nothing stop you from for him. Like if he wanted to get to you, he gonna get to you any way he possibly can.
I get that, and I definitely understand it. And I have been approached by, again, with the online thing. I have been approached by people, guys. Specify that. I have been approached by guys. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just not for
Right.
me. Um, by guys who are from out of state. And my first question is, well, what are you doing looking in Atlanta? Oh, I just really like the okay, so are you here? Are you planning on coming here? Do you have family here? What's your association with Atlanta? And some people say, "Oh, I was thinking about moving or I've always wanted to move." Because then you kind of come at that crossroads. Okay, the relationship evolves. You guys are getting closer. It's great. Okay, so who moves?
But I mean, I think that that's definitely something that can be worked out. Because I mean, you have to figure out what do you want more. You know what I mean? Because if it's a job that's holding you there, that's not. We can work around that. You know, if you have kids, that's a little stronger tie. You know, but there's a balance for that. You know, I mean, and I'm not in a long distance relationship, but sometimes, I mean, I basically am because he's a truck driver. He's only home twice a month, almost most months. Sometimes it's once a month, you know. But again, when you have that connection with somebody, you find a way to make it work. But you know, it definitely takes time to know if that's the right person. You know, I mean, when I met V, he was a truck driver, and you know, and it's his dream. So it was easy, even before I knew him. At least he was working in his passion, and you know, I mean, his home base is here where I am, so that you know that part wasn't long distance. But essentially, you know, he's gone for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. So you know, we definitely had to find a way to work that out, and it requires balance. Um, and it took us a couple months to get that together. Because I'm like, okay, you're home. I want all your time. Like, well, I'm home. I have other things to do. You know, as much as I want to spend time with you. And I'm like, well, why can't we do all those things together? You know, but you find a way. You find a way. Um, so, and not to be like the relationship ones versus the single, but you know, I want everybody to be happy, you know, and obviously I believe in love, you know, I hate to see people give up. So what's your stance on that?
Who?
You?
On giving up?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel as though I've given up. I mean, I'm still open to it, but I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted of the games and the BS that's done this way. Like one time I had this guy we talking on the phone. He was like, "Look, I don't want your Cash App. I don't want none of that." And I'm like, "Well, okay, thanks for letting me know." And he was like, "No, because females always telling me I need some money. Can you Cash App me some money?" Look, that's not what I'm about. And I'm just like, okay. So because this is part of your introduction in our Q&A,
No. Yeah. So he has to be doing something to draw that kind of interest or attention or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I don't know if he was driving a fancy car, flashy clothes, or bragging about what he has, but that's not the normal course of business. I know there are women out there who are like, oh, if you want to date me, you're gonna have to do this, that, the third, and they always click their nails. Every time I talk about them, I click my nails like that because that's what they do. But you just go come out the gate like so you already got it in your mind that that's what women do. That's how you, yeah, that's tough.
yeah. So, like I said, I haven't given up. It's just I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing it because the minute that we decide that we want to do something, it never works out.
Mhm.
It has to be on God's time. You know, when when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So, I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not rushing anything. I don't want to be 50 years old talking about, ooh, I got a boyfriend.
Oh, no.
So
That's 50 knocking. What?
Yeah, you stupid.
I hate her.
Oh, 50, she not
That
ready.
is so
Oh, my bad.
stupid.
I was just like 50
Whatever.
now.
Whatever.
50's waiting for you at the door.
Whatever. I am just saying I don't want to be older. Talking about I got a boyfriend. No, I want to find love. I want to find genuine love. I want to find not exactly what I had, but I want to find something close to what I had. So, hmm so I blame y'all because I'm single.
No,
Think-
mine. Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, cousin.
No, look, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so my relationship is fairly new, and honestly, with the things I've been through in my life, honestly, I thought, like, to be honest, I hate to be realistic. I really thought God skipped over me. Like, I was like, dang, I was like, you know, I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm ready to be loved. I'm ready to give love. And it's like when this whole pandemic hit, I was like, oh my God, there's no way possible I'm gonna find somebody. Like everybody got a mask on, everybody social distancing, nobody ain't trying to go nowhere. Like I love to travel, and that's something I had to put on hold because of the pandemic. So I was like, dang, like this is really gonna cut my time short to find somebody. And I think the biggest thing is like just write what you want down. Like I write the type of man I want. I want somebody that's caring. I want somebody that's understanding. I want somebody that's passionate. I want somebody that has goals and driven. Like my whole thing for 2020 was vision. Anybody that's close to me, they're like, Courtney, you in this vision. Yeah, my man has to have vision. He has to know where he's going in life. He has to know what he wants to be in life. And the thing is that when he found me, it was unexpected. I'm gonna be very honest. That junk came out of left field to where the point I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like this, this man just approached me like this. It wasn't no yo, let me try to get no, he went straight to the source. He came, excuse me, but do you
She said, yo. Who really trying to holler like that?
look, man, he was saying I got stuff to get to. Hey yo, shorty. Hey yo, where you at? Hey yo, ma. Yes, they will
Okay, go
take you.
ahead.
He pick up like get you. But the thing is that the right person will approach you when you least expect it. That's the thing. Like I honestly, for a while, like right before I hit my age, 38, I kind of like backed off of a lot of guys. Through the online. I was like, look, I'm about to be 38. I ain't got time for the BS. It's time for me just to find that right one. And I wrote down probably about 2, 3 weeks before my birthday. Wrote down what type of man I was looking for. Wrote down the type in there, and then in the meantime, between time, I'm trying to get myself prepared for that person because I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff in the background where the right potential man comes into your life and you trying to fix up some stuff. Hey yo, let me get rid of them. Hey yo, let me get rid of them. Like when as soon as he found me, people had my phone. Hey yo, good morning. Just want to let you know I'm no longer interested in you. I'm about to get in a relationship with somebody. Instantly cut everything off because for that right person, you're gonna do that. But at the end of the day, I know it's rough. It's gonna come sooner than you expect. And my thing is like when you start hanging with people, sometimes that spiritual gift will bounce off of you to get somebody else. So my best friend found her husband online. I got like two of my homegirls found their husband online. One of my homegirls found her boyfriend online, and that's when I started to go through the online thing. But it wasn't for me. And I know what type of woman I am, and my man had to come and approach me. That's how I am. Now some people can do the online thing where it works for them, but I'm not.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's bad because it's not. Because again, I met my ex boyfriend online, but it just
Yeah.
happened. It just so happens that at that time, um, he was leaving Atlanta. He had to leave Atlanta, And it just look, I'm not doing cold because he moved up to New York, and I'm not doing cold. I don't do
Oh,
cold.
ooh.
Okay,
So,
so
but we're still the best of friends, you know. And it's not that. Well, no, I can't even see myself being with him right now. But shut up, Aaron. Shut it up. But I'm not against it. And I know it's coming. I know God has my back. I know that it will be just like my dearly but departed. He came to me actually kind of along the same lines of how V and
yeah.
Aaron connected. Um, he found me on Facebook and sent me a message, and then we reconnected that way. So again, I'm not completely against it. I'm just quick and to the point, and I just don't have time for the game. So that's part of the reason why I am where I am today.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
get that. I mean, and like when I met V, like I said, number one, the reason I gave V a chance is because he approached me on Facebook one time, but I was in a relationship, and he just said, "Okay, cool." And I just figured, okay, go on, whatever. So now I go on with my life. You move on, and I broke up with the guy, and I posted it on Facebook because being spiteful, whatever. And how about that drink? And I was like, oh, you came back. So I'm like, all right, so let's see what this is about. And here it is, what I mean? So one thing I can definitely say is like right before V and I started talking, I started dating, I told myself that I wasn't going to change for a man. I wasn't going to be what I thought a man should be. I was going to be me, and he was going to have to accept me with all my quirks, all my flaws, all my personal insecurities. This is just who I am, and I'm pretty good with me. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm perfect and that I'm not capable of change and that I'm not willing to change. That's not the case. But I'm going to change for what I need to, not because you don't like me as I am, or you don't approve of this aspect of me or that aspect of me. Now if we get together and I find some flaws in me that are hindering what we have, then that's something we can do. But just changing because you want a woman that's XYZ or whatever. If I'm not XYZ already, then don't choose me. Don't choose me, because I'm good with me. So I'm gonna find somebody that's good with me. And I found the male version of me.
yeah.
But I mean, definitely I get that despair that we get as that we all get, when we're single, getting into the older age. And at 38 and 40, even at 50, you're not old, but you are older. You know what I mean? And you kind of have just a better understanding of what you really want. And I think that the more, it just seems to be, the more you focus on yourself, know yourself better yourself, then it happens. When you get out there like, oh, I want to find me a man, I want to get married, I want to XYZ, blah, blah, blah. You find all the reasons not to do those things.
Right.
So I would definitely say, keep holding on, keep on keeping on. It'll be there when you need it.
Or when somebody hooks me up.
Girl, let me tell you how much I don't hook people up with. All right, so here we go. Story time. People always ask me, do I have any sisters? Well, not people, but, like a lot of guys that meet me and know that I'm unavailable, they're like, oh, man, you cool. Do you have any sisters? Do you have any cousins? Oh, no. I got Courtney, who is my age, and then I got a slew of female cousins on my mama's side. I ain't got no cousins. That's me. Like, nope. And if anybody in my circle link up, it's just gonna have to happen. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm sorry.
Aaron does not
I'm
do that.
sorry.
Aaron never.
I love
Aaron would
y'all.
not
I'm
do
real
that to me.
protective. I ain't gonna expose. What you got to say, girl? What you saying over there, Courtney?
You would not. You'd be real quick to cut somebody off for me. No, nah, cuz this ain't how about. I was like,
Oh,
dang,
oh yes. Oh yes. Me
really?
and Courtney that came down here before, and we went out to a sports bar. And the guy was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we fine. We fine. We can
Yeah, I remember. Aaron was speaking for
He
me
just said,
and
"Hey,
her.
no, we don't need nothing from him. We don't
Yeah,
need
he's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, Aaron was quick to cut that off. But Levy, if he's up here in North Carolina, I'll keep it. I'll let him know you enjoyed it. And he'll have to move and be there about 30 days, 30 to 60 days. You know, give or take. So
Really? 30
yeah,
days?
you have to be in the state of
Oh yeah.
Georgia about 30 days. You know.
I can't. I cannot. Uh, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
but I'm the same way. I don't tell people I got family members or friends. People are like, yo, where your homegirls at? I always be by myself anyway, so
Okay, but
you
it
by
ain't gotta
yourself.
be somebody that you know. No, like you could just be having conversation with a guy who you run into. Like you seen someone. You seem like a very nice person. I have someone for you.
And then what if you hook them up and they be like crazy and they just be on some other stuff? Then you like, why you hook me up with that? No,
I mean,
my
I would
name
say
ain't getting
that
tied behind
initially.
no man. My name ain't getting tied behind no man. Like they want you,
Yeah, right.
just like the
Especially
one,
with you, Levy.
Hold on,
just
hold
like
on,
the one
hold
that came
on.
and got
Wait
me.
a minute, Jesus. What you mean, especially me?
Girl, please. Girl, please. No, because I could just be like, "Oh, I met this guy at the grocery store. He seems like you're type. Okay, girl, this thing can't cook." Like,
Yeah. Oh, Lovey, come on now. I remember that my last trip down there. Yo, that was not cool. What happened to him anyway? Side note.
Wait, who's she talking about?
The guy when I was down
can't
there for
cook.
my birthday, and you said, "Oh, he's wonderful. He has da 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 da," da," but he can't cook.
Oh, no, he's not gone. That's a truck driver. No, I ain't got time for that.
No.
He making an honest
No,
living.
this was the one, the recent one. Oh, he was a truck driver? Oh, oh.
Love you.
The inconsistent one? Oh.
What you got
I
to say?
tried.
I
I tried.
can't.
I thought the truck driver was further
That was
No,
the guy
he was
that
the
couldn't
last
cook,
one.
right?
back. Oh
You know
well.
the one that was down there for my birthday, dude. Okay, we'll talk about it
Yeah.
later. Side note. All right.
But no, can somebody introduce me to a chef?
That's
That would
yeah.
be ideal.
Right? That would
He be
be.
a chef to treat you like crap. Then what's up? You gotta pick and choose your battles on what you want in a man.
You're right.
My
But
thing
it
is
would
this,
be.
I was telling mine. My thing is that even like the last episode y'all had when y'all talking about being able to who's the head of the household thing. The reason I said what I said was because the same thing goes in a relationship. Like where I'm weak at, he is strong at. Where he's strong at, I'm weak at. Like he's more of like a real country boy, like fishing and doing all that other stuff. I'm not getting out there. I'm not killing nothing. I'm not skinning nobody's fish. I'm not getting scales on me. I'm not doing none of that stuff. I don't know how to even put up a fan in my own house. Like he knows how to do fans and floor, all that other stuff. That's fine. That's what he is good at. I'm not good at that. But if you need me to go speak to somebody about getting somebody's child a college education or
Uh-oh, hello?
Oh, did you muted. Did you get a phone call or something, Courtney? Because we can't hear you. Testing. Say hello. Say something, Courtney.
Right.
hold on a minute, y'all can't hear you. Hold on.
Okay, now we can hear you. So,
Yeah,
all
okay,
right.
and I get that. I totally get that. However, I'm not about to be in your kitchen all the time. I'm not. I'm not. I can't do it. I'm disabled. Okay.
Mhm.
I need someone to look after me now. Okay.
You disabled, but you, girl, you can get in the kitchen if he can't. I'm not saying that's your position or your role, but trust me, I done need your cooking and your cakes. So come again, try again.
I'm not saying that I can't do it. I can do it.
Okay.
Do I want to do it all the time? No.
So okay, you want a man to share the cooking responsibilities?
Yeah, we can share.
Okay.
Or even
Okay.
if it's like 70-30, or I'm the 70. I'm with that. But if you can't do nothing at all, like there are some relationships, like I have a friend where she can't cook at all. And her
Mhm.
husband has a full understanding that he does all of the cooking. I get that, but that's for y'all walking folks. For me, no, can't do it. Mm-mm.
So he has to be able to cook.
Something, at least a little bit. Can you make something more than just ramen? Can you not be Chef Boyardee microwave?
Can you have a stove in your house?
Oh, right. How you not have an entire stove in your house?
No, maybe
You
just
are
do
a
first time.
homeowner and you do not have a stove. Houseway. I got a problem with that. I take issue with that. You cooking on a hot plate. You ain't in college.
Oh my God. Well, it is tough times out here. Maybe just ain't about stove yet.
That's what we gonna go with.
That's what we're gonna go with right now. Sure, he might
Oh,
not just have the money to go buy a stove. Stove might just went out when you met him.
no, he said his stove went out last year. And he's
Stoves are
just
expensive.
you a truck driver.
But you
You
don't know
been in
what if he
no,
has other financial
no,
obligations?
no, 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 no. I did my investigative uncovering, okay? Because
Then let's pause. So he had no stove and he had kids, correct?
a daughter, one.
Okay, a child.
hmm
So you and your child eating out the microwave.
Well, said child is 20 something, so she was
Oh,
on her own.
Or she's
But
okay.
grown.
he admitted that his stove had gone out last year, and he just had never gotten around to buying another one. Okay, now I get it. They are expensive. However, there are warehouses. Okay, you could buy a used one, but you rather cook on a hot plate. And it's not like he's how we get back on him anyway. But it's not like he's a nationwide driver. He's a driver locally.
So he home every day eating off the hot plate.
At least he's eating. At least they eating too.
I couldn't. If he was over the road, I could have given him the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
I could give him
He
that
home
too.
twice a month. Okay. But, all right.
Yeah, I don't run that man
I'm gonna
pocket. He
chill
might
for
have
my
other
bed. I
financial
got it.
obligations. He might have other financial obligations.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right, yeah. So let's get ready to wrap up our last episode of Loving Relationships. I have enjoyed this. We gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about next.
I know.
But any last parting words or anything in regards to loving relationships? Single people first.
I can't even be quiet on this one.
I mean, I just know your worth. Just know your worth. Know what you will and will not put up with. I don't know. I don't even know what more there is that I could possibly say that hasn't already been said over the past 3 weeks. It's just number one, the biggest takeaway is to definitely know and understand and be convicted in your worth. Because once you're convicted, you're standing firm. Now, there is a little wiggle room somewhere in there, just a little bit, but never feel as though you need to compromise who you are for another person, because you're not really giving your true self, and you have to be able to offer up your true self to that person in order for it to completely work.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thanks, guys, for letting me join y'all. I had to time in because I was like, oh, this is getting deep. Especially that online dating that just came out of that super mess. But I think the biggest thing is just continue to have faith. I know it does kind of seem like, dang, everybody in a relationship, everybody getting doing this and the third, especially with the holidays coming around, but I think just the main thing is just continue to work on yourself. Like we said, know your worth, but continue to work on yourself because as long as you're working on yourself, then you'll know exactly who you are and you know exactly what you want. And write down your vision. Write it down. Be able to see it. Be able to like look back at okay, God's gonna see me. I'm spiritual, so I believe this is gonna happen sooner or later. But you need to make sure that you're ready for when it does come, because when it comes, it's gonna come unexpectedly. And so you got to be ready for it when it does come.
Mm-hmm.
Cuzzy.
Aaron.
All right. Well, like, just to piggyback off both of you, definitely know your worth, know your value, and know what you're looking for. Not only know what you're looking for, but be what you're looking for. You know what I mean? You can't have, you can't be out of balance like that. Like you have high expectations, but you only meet the lowest of the standards for somebody else. And just be yourself. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel like it's not going to happen. What I mean? Because one thing about it is you'll be able to find somebody that loves you and even loves you to the point where they love even the things you hate most about yourself. That's what they're going to love. And we didn't really get into some of the tough times about relationships, so I did want to take a couple minutes to talk about that. Just because, you know, a real relationship is not all sunshine and roses every day. It takes rain to make rainbows, but you have to know when it's worth it to stay and fight through it. And when you choose to stay with somebody through difficult times, number one, make sure that it's something like getting to the other side of that difficulty. Make sure it's something that both of you want. You can't just stay with somebody and hope, just on hopes. I hope that they get it together. I hope that they see my value. I hope they see the value in this relationship or the potential that we have in our future. You have to be clear-minded enough to know if they see it or if they don't, and make the right decision. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people today always talk about, oh, these hoes ain't loyal, or people always giving up on you and this and the third. But sometimes you have to choose you over us. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to do that. And conversely, though, when you reach difficult moments in your relationship, it takes two. Even if it took one to get into that difficult spot, it's gonna take two to get out of it. The person that got or who is responsible for y'all being in those difficult moments, they have to take that responsibility and they have to do the work and convert. If they do the work, then give them the credit. You know what I mean? You can't dwell on it. If they did the work, they made those amends. There may be some residual scars, but you talk through that and you work through it and just do everything you can to be the best for each other. And always, the better you are to yourself, the better you will be in the relationship. As long as you're doing it clear-minded and for the right reasons, not on some selfishness, just trying to get a come up or something like that. But when you strive to be the best version of yourself, that's going to trickle down into your relationship. And it can also potentially motivate the person that you're with to be a better person. Because if you're willing to give me the best of you on a day in, day out basis, I have no choice but to reciprocate that and give you the best of me. And together we can be the best that we are. That's my 2 cents, y'all. Sorry. My bad. Didn't mean to preach. I'll pass the
No,
collection plate in
that's
just a
facts.
minute.
Say that.
That's
true.
facts. Like for real, for
I
real.
like that.
Like
I like that.
again, that goes back to what I've been saying. You have to be able. Listen, anybody that's in a relationship, you should be able to talk about any and everything with your mate.
Everything.
So if you say, you know what, I don't like the way your poop smelled last night. What the hell you eat? Okay, well, you know what? Let's talk about your eating habits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even something as silly as that. You should be able to talk about it respectfully.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta cuss, fuss, and fight, but you should be able to talk it out. You ain't gotta raise your voice to get your point across. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, if you are your best self, it's going to come out. And if that person that you're with, if that's the person that you are meant to be with, they're going to recognize that, and they're going to, match your levels. You're going to, it's going to level out. It's going to even out. That's why a lot of couples are like, ooh, y'all so cute, y'all so in sync with, you know what I'm saying? So it's just be able to talk. You have to. There's no way on God's green earth that you could be in a relationship, whether it's in a romantic situation or even on a friendship level, even with your girlfriends. There's no way that you could call yourself friends or lovers or whatever and not be able to communicate. Period. No way possible. So, yeah. And if you're not there, challenge yourself. You know what? I want to talk a little bit more. Instead of just saying hi when someone says hi, hey, how you doing? How you feeling today? You never know. I've done that to people, like people who I can instantly recognize that they're not very communicative. So I'll be like, hey, how you doing? You okay? Which, like, yeah, I'm okay. Okay, well, why you feeling okay? Was it something you ate?
It all comes back to food.
Right, it all comes back to food. But something like that, and sometimes because there was okay, real quick. One time, this is a few years ago, I went in to apply for food stamps. Right now, y'all know at the food stamp office, well, you may not know personally, but you've seen it on TV. The lines are long, the workers are rude, and so I got called to the back, and the lady, she took off, like she was like, "Follow me." So, but she took off. Now, y'all know I'm slow as hell. I don't like pushing myself
at all.
So, yeah, even in the house. So I'm following her. So finally, when I got to her, she was seated at her desk. So she was like, just sit right here. So I sit next to her. She was just like, how you doing? And I was like, well, I guess I'm good now that I got that workout in. But I could tell she had like a little bit of an attitude, right? So she kind of smirked a little bit. So we going through my paperwork, and so I kind of found out I wasn't qualified to get it. And I was like, well, when will I be qualified? She was just like, well, when you stop collecting your unemployment. That's what it was. My unemployment, I was getting the max. So she was saying it was too much. So she was like, well, when you get off of unemployment, you'll be able to collect the food stamps. And I was just like, well, I got to be completely down and out and destitute where I'm selling my wheelchairs in order to be able to live and be able to get some food stamps. So she laughed. And so she looked at me. She was just like, thank you. Thank you. I really needed that laugh. And I was like, okay, well, that's what I'm here for. But can you go ahead and sign me up for the food stamps though? But having said all that, sometimes with you saying something to someone to kind of make that, maybe it's a snap to make them like, oh, you know what?
I am a human being.
Check myself. Yeah. So yeah, you know what? My attitude wasn't the best. So having said all that, just reach out to one another, talk to one another, make each other laugh, have fun. 2020 has been really, really heavy.
Yes.
Have fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But all righty. Well, I guess that concludes our Love and Relationship series. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Court, for joining the Saturday Sit Down, Miss Lovey. I always appreciate you. It has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed these past few weeks, and I look forward to whatever we're going to talk about next week. We're going to have to think about that. So this was really, really good. I really enjoyed this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been putting it off for a long time because I really feel like love and relationships kind of gets over discussed. But I think that we may have, come at it from a little non-traditional angle. So hopefully that worked out. But let's get up out of here.
What would you guys like for us to talk about?
Yes. Anybody in the comments? Even if you watch it on replay, leave it in the comments so we can figure out what we're gonna talk about for next week. Y'all got a couple days before we have to start working to get a show together. All right. And let's see. We ain't got no new glasses.
No, because after Bambi hit me, money had to be set aside, and I had to. Although I've been eyeing these pair of frames that I want so bad, but I decided to treat myself and went Black Friday shopping. So, ooh, she's salty. I'm sorry. You got a cake.
It ain't no $150 50-inch smart TV with Fire Stick.
What'd you say, Courtney?
I'm missing mine though. You got me last year. What about this past year?
You had cake though. It wasn't a personalized cake, but you got cake when you came over. I'm sorry, I got you going forward. I got you.
Right.
So look here. This heifer went Black Friday shopping and caught the 50-inch TV, smart TV with the Fire Stick built in. Amazing quality everything for $150. She got it early in the morning and told me like 12 hours later. So when I clicked on the link and everything, it was sold out. Kind of friendly. Oh. That's funny.
No. Yeah, that's funny.
But technically, I only spent $97 on it because I had a $50 coupon.
I'm about to log off. Love you. Good luck to you
now
tonight.
You feel.
I'm about to pull up on you.
But okay, all right. Well, she want to be all salty, so I'm gonna go get booed up. Or you go get booed up.
I am.
Kiss Goldie for us.
You're not gonna say anything about my nose ring?
I saw it. I said, Lovey got her nose pierced. I said that was before.
She had a midlife crisis.
I did. It's okay.
I do like it though, because when you told me on the phone, I was like, oh my gosh, I got her nose pierced at 45, 46, whatever, almost 50. But when I saw it today, I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Cool.
I saw it when I was first time.
Like most people, I don't know. When you hear nose ring, you're like, oh my God. But when you see it, it's not that bad. It looks good on you.
Yeah, but
all right, y'all. How many times have I said bye yet? 4 times, I think.
This is probably got the 5th.
Okay. All right. Let's get up out of here. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for everybody that gave me birthday wishes. We appreciate that. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Well, I'll be back in my traditional habitat with the black power fist and everything in the background and my headset. But stay safe. Wear your mask. And that's pretty much it. We will see you next week. Y'all know what it is. Every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the Saturday Sit Down. Thank you, ladies. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.